You want some? You want to say something?
Yeah, sure. See you. Deuces. See you in Cancun, in the UK. See you somewhere, man. But now on the West Coast.
Welcome to the Mind of Basketball Podcast, Season 2. I am Evan.
I'm Ja.
And it's our basketball podcast where we recap, break down, and analyze the players and teams, including the Lakers, from previous games from the previous Let's just talk about the elephant in the room.
And just like that, see you.
We had this podcast recorded on Saturday. They said they needed to win. Well, actually, I have the how much they needed to win these games. Okay, so we recorded the podcast on Saturday. The Lakers need to either go 5-0, Spurs go 3-2, go 4-1, the Spurs go 2-3, go 1-4. I mean, no, go 3-2, or the Spurs go 1-4, or the Spurs don't win a game and the Lakers win 2 games. You know how many games the Lakers won?
I guess it was none of those that you just named out, right?
It's the same amount as you and me. 0.
Donut.
0. They won 0 games, must-win games. Meanwhile, the Spurs won all of their games. Pop, this is why Pop's so legendary to me.
Yep.
It's just so sad. They lost to the Pelicans, and then we know that, and they lost to the Nuggets and the Suns. Oh my God, the Suns. They were up by 5 at halftime. I said, okay. I go back to the game. By the time it took me to load up the game, the Suns went on a 12-1 run and we're up by 20. Oh my God, man. This is one of the most depressing, disappointing, disheartening, embarrassing teams in NBA history. I don't know if it is the most, but it's up there. People like to compare them to the 2004 Lakers. That team went to the finals. People want to compare them to try to compare them to the 2013 Lakers. That team made it to the playoffs, the 8th seed. This team, with 2 more additional spots and attempts to get in to the play-in, to the playoffs, they couldn't even do that. This team couldn't get the 10th seed. This team with Melo, Russ, Howard, Malik Monk, and Kev Bazemore, Ariza, whatever, AD, LeBron, this team couldn't get to the 10th seed. The 10th seed. How embarrassing. How embarrassing. I just blow up the team. That's it. Blow up the team.
With 5, I think with 4, correct me if I'm wrong, I think with 4 or 5 future Hall of Famers.
5, yeah.
The Lakers proceeded to, I really do think this is probably the most disheartening team in NBA history. You can't have 5 future Hall of Fame talents and not make it to a postseason. Look, let me tell you something, right? They were blessed with the opportunity of the play-in. Don't forget years ago when the play-in was in formation, certain people didn't like it. You remember that, right?
Who's one of those certain people?
You know who was one of those certain people, but we're not gonna say no names.
You said, I think it's a stupid idea. Well, yeah, I guess, because you still didn't even make that.
But they were blessed with the opportunity with the play-in, because trust and believe, there was no such thing as a play-in as it was before. Trust and believe, yeah. We want been called this said and done. We want been made a podcast on this way long ago. But They had the opportunity, the blessing of the playing. And just like what you said, they couldn't even win one game to save their lives. They had to go out. What you said Bleacher Report did? They had to go out bad.
It's no, not bad. Go outside.
Go outside.
Notification on phone said Lakers going outside. Bleacher Report face.
This is so embarrassing. Oh my gosh. And this, you know what makes it more upsetting? It happens on the 75th year of the NBA season. A team who helped build this NBA build this NBA.
They're one of the foundational teams. They're one of the first teams. They're one of the most marketable teams and one of the most historical teams in NBA history. And this team, with 17 championships to their name,
with 5 Hall of Fame talent on the roster right now, and a bunch of Hall of Fame talent that has came across that organization.
This is the same team that had Magic, Kareem, Worthy. They had West, Wilt. They had Elgin. They had Kobe, Shaq. They had Kobe Powell. This team.
They have LeBron, AD.
Listen to me. Kobe is rolling over his grave. Rolling over. He said in 2013, my team had no chemistry, no structure. I willed that team to the 8th seed. I couldn't get to the 10th seed. Soft like Charmin.
And you know what makes it worse? The team that's in the same city, no true kind of history, great history behind their name. Nope. You know where they at? Oh, Clippers, we with you.
I can even add on. What makes this even worse? The same team that eliminated them from the playoffs eliminated them from playoffs. The Lakers, y'all don't like the Suns, huh? Yeah, I fuck with the Suns, huh?
They was like, this is because of what Kobe did to Nash all those years.
What? 6-game losing streak to close out this magical season for the Los Angeles Lakers. This high hope season. Remember, people had them winning the championship. People had them going to the finals.
We had them going to the championship.
I think I had the Suns. I have to go back though.
That's true. That actually, you're right. Now you did have the Suns. You did have the Suns.
I know it don't matter because I still had them going far. This is sad. This is so sad. Okay. Think about the beginning of the season, right? I'm gonna tell you all the teams that have a better record than the Los Angeles Lakers. Oh yeah, we just shitting on the Lakers all day.
And don't bring up no top 6. Don't bring up the top.
I know. No, I'm thinking about the beginning of the year, and I'm talking to you in the beginning of the year. I'm like, oh, this team's gonna have a better record than Lakers. You're gonna be like, what? Obviously, exceptions. The Heat, the Bucks, obvious, right?
Yeah.
Sixers, okay. Let's see. The Raptors. The Atlanta Hawks. The Charlotte Hornets. The Minnesota Timberwolves. The Memphis Grizzlies. Grizzlies more of a surprise, but still.
Yeah.
The Dallas Mavericks.
With Luka by himself.
What?
With Luka by himself.
The Los Angeles Clippers. The New Orleans Pelicans.
No Zion.
No Zion. The San Antonio Spurs. Not 2016. I'm not done. The Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah, go home, Braun. I'm coming home, baby. I'm coming home.
First time a Cavaliers team has a better record than a LeBron-led team. Not done. The Washington Wizards. and the New York Knicks. Now, mind you, some of these records are not that impressive. The Hawks are 41-38, still above 500. Hornets are 40-39, still above 500. The Wizards are 35-44. The Knicks are 35-44. The Clippers are 39-40. The Pelicans are 35-44. The Spurs are 34-44. Lakers couldn't even win 35 games.
And look.
They won 31 games.
Yeah.
This is hilarious.
And if you want to talk about season series, technically we could say that OKC is better than them because OKC beat them.
Embarrassing losses to the Thunder, embarrassing losses to the Spurs, embarrassing losses to the Pelicans,
Embarrassing losses to the Rockets too.
The Rockets, these teams are not that good. The Clippers beat them. They didn't have no star players. Reggie Jackson crip walking all over their
exactly.
damn place.
Skip it to game winners.
The Timberwolves. You got Karl-Anthony Towns clowning you. This is sad. If I'm on that Lakers team, I wouldn't speak. I wouldn't go on social media. I would be in my home. I wouldn't go outside.
You can't even go out the state either. You can't even go out the country.
An embarrassment. This is an embarrassment to Lakers teams. Embarrassment to Lakers teams. All the historical greatness.
Yeah.
This is worse than that 2013 team that had high hopes and high expectations. This is a lot worse. I told you they could get to the 10th seed. The 10th seed. What a terrible roster, a terrible reconstructed roster, a terrible chemistry. Players so inefficient, so inconsistent. Injuries played a part, yeah. Let's be honest, they was playing, it wouldn't make a difference.
Yeah, this has
guys not living up to their potential.
Yeah.
Guys not showing everything they can do. Why is year 19 Braun the best player on your team? Why is year 19 Braun averaging 30? Braun's so tight he doesn't even play defense anymore. This is sad.
Yeah. This team has left a whole black stain on this whole entire franchise in terms of what they're about. It's like I don't know if you call it the black sheep, the black hole, the scapegoat. They really they didn't tarnish it, of course, because the Lakers are always going to be the organization that they always been for eternity. But whenever you look at the season, you're gonna be like, you're gonna be like, wait, that actually happened? I don't remember that. It's like something that you're gonna probably be like, I just don't remember. I don't remember that happening. It's gonna be like, oh yeah, you do. Yeah, you do remember that. Come on now. 5 Hall of Famers. You tell me you don't remember that?
Braun said, keep that same energy. Keep that same energy. Braun, they kept the same energy the entire season.
And you know what? Y'all didn't keep they didn't keep the same energy. The other teams around y'all just went up.
What AD said? They went out.
Oh yeah. They could win. They could go 5-0. Yeah, okay. I wish you would never said that. You want to just kept your mouth shut.
He said, dude, go 5-1. Remember, Westbrook's like, this is a playoff team. We just gotta wait till the playoffs. The playoffs is a new season. Remember when he said that? Yeah, you're right. It is a new season. The off season.
Oh man.
Oh, he said they could win 5 in a row. They lost 2 straight.
Well, yeah. Let's be real now here. So they know what they got to do. They gonna need some spacing. because they lack spacing in a way. They don't have that much good shooters. They got, and the only thing that was saving them was their defense, and their defense was, yeah, we don't know where their defense went.
No.
You have a defensive minded coach, really good coach, by the way, but you have a defensive minded coach paired with a whole offensive minded coaching staff. Made no sense. And even with that, the adjustments was not there offensively. Just like what you said, you had 37-year-old Braun in his 19th season, who, if he wasn't out, can potentially led the league in scoring. He's not coming back. They're out. What's the purpose of him coming back? It makes no sense.
Braun?
Yes, it makes no sense. Why come back?
I think he wants to be on the Lakers.
This season?
Oh no, I thought you were talking about.
Nah. I'm talking about
this season. Screw the scoring title. Embiid already passed him up anyway.
Exactly. Like, what's the whole purpose of him coming back? If he, like, you know, what's he fighting for?
Stats.
Yeah, he could pass Kareem in like the next 2 seasons, but yeah, in the next one, in next year,
next season, yeah.
But outside of that, what you coming back for? What's the whole purpose? You ain't going into the play-in. You ain't going. You like you lucky that none of the other teams below you, like the Sacramento Kings, are close. Because trust and believe, you're stuck at that 11th seed for life. So there's nothing to fight for at this point.
I hope Sacramento passed them up with something. I don't know if it's possible, but I hope they do it.
What's their win total?
Sacramento was 2.5 games behind them.
And they probably got like 3 games left, so they can probably do it if the Lakers decide to continue losing.
Well, one thing's for sure about this Lakers team as we move on. Nobody will ever forget them.
Trust and believe. Yep.
What a memorable season for all the wrong reasons.
Yep. And you know what makes it worse? Speaking of Braun, once again, is like, you know, he should not get any kind of crazy blame for it. But you know what people are going to say about this on the stain of his legacy.
Yeah, but I ain't worried about that.
Yeah.
And I think that's just a ridiculous argument. However,
you know what people are going to say? If Jordan would say, Jordan would never made this slide.
And I'm not gonna listen to that argument. Braun's in year 19, averaging 30. I'm not gonna blame him. You know, wish he'd try to play some defense, but I understand he got frustrated. This is the most I've ever seen him not play defense, because you know he does that a lot. He did that a lot in his career, where he gets so frustrated he doesn't go back and he just stays in the backcourt.
Yeah,
the amount of times I've seen him do that this year.
Because they made him do it. Like, I remember it. Look at if you want, like, there's so many plays that you could pick out and say that is the Lakers season in just one specific play. Like, that shows you a combination of how the Lakers seasons went. I remember again against Toronto, LeBron is the only one fighting for the rebound. He screamed at his whole team to get the rebound. Everybody just standing there watching. Meanwhile, everyone in the Toronto Raptors is legit fighting LeBron for the rebound. That is a culmination right there. That one play is a culmination of how the Lakers season has been. Just depleted. It
reminds me of when they first played the Bulls and Alex Caruso, and Westbrook had the rebound right there, and Caruso just came out of nowhere, just snatched it. And Westbrook didn't even jump. He even put his arms up. He just stood looking up. No effort, no intensity.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander pulling it from the logo in Staples Center. Like,
that might be the most disrespectful at all.
Carmelo airballing shooting 2 air balls in a what? Malik Monk and Carmelo shooting the air ball in a close game
against the Spurs.
OKC.
Oh no, OKC
and OKC. Don't forget, that's when they blew the 26-point lead.
Yeah,
after being up 26. I know no lead is secure, is safe in the NBA nowadays, but still.
Russell Westbrook and his constant air banks. How does that happen so many times? Air bank.
Even in the preseason. Shit. We can even break up the preseason. Didn't they lose all their games in the preseason?
And nobody was like, we're not worried. Westbrook was like, I'm not worried about the preseason turnovers. Oh my God, that was a cry for help. But
Westbrook, we won't disrespect your name, but we just saying, man.
anything else we want for the Lakers? Because after this, we will not talk about them for the rest of the year because there was no reason for us to talk about them.
No. Just help. Just please help. The GM, do your thing. Nah. Actually, matter of fact, don't do your thing. We just saw what happened when you did your thing this year. Yeah. Give it up to who's the GM? Jeannie Buss? Yeah, let her handle that.
It was Pelinka, Jeannie Buss, the
Rob,
owner.
Yeah. Rob Pelinka.
But he's the one that crafted this team as well. Maybe get some younger talent, maybe get some floor spacing, maybe get some efficient people.
Exactly. Get some people who could at least hustle if you can't get floor spacers.
That's it. That's it for the Lakers. We're done talking about them for the rest of the season because they're not going to be relevant for the rest of the season. Let's move on. Enjoy your off season, Lakers. Come on, welcome to the bench. Join the Knicks.
Clippers, we're coming to see you.
Yeah, just focus on the other team in Los Angeles. All right, let's get into some standings. Let's get into how the playoff picture, the playoff seeding is shaping up now that we know everybody that's in the play-in and everybody that's actually the playoffs still one spot in the Western Conference. But we know everybody that's going to be around same area. Nobody can get in or out in terms of playing.
Yeah.
So, Eastern Conference, number 1 seed, the Miami Heat. I know you're happy. Second seed, Boston Celtics. The third seed, the Milwaukee Bucks, who, if the playoffs start today, will be facing the Chicago Bulls.
It's over. I'm sorry.
Chicago, oh my God, man. The Chicago hasn't even been playing good. The only reason why they clinched the playoff spot is because the Cavs lost, who also have been playing good recently.
Hey, shit, better than the Lakers.
Oh, the fourth seed, Philadelphia 76ers, going up against the fifth seeded Toronto Raptors.
Joel, it's a time to redeem yourself.
Marcus Gasol's not there, so he's good. Seventh seed, as I mentioned, the Cleveland Cavaliers going up against the eighth seed Brooklyn Nets in that playing matchup. Winner takes the seventh seed, goes to battle Boston Celtics in the first round. Ninth seed, Atlanta Hawks battling the 10th seed, Charlotte Hornets. Winner of that faces the loser of the Cavs Nets game and will face the Miami Heat in the first round. So right now, it's a tight spot in that play-in tournament, so it can all just kind of rearrange by the end of the season.
Yeah.
All right, going to the Western Conference. Number 1 seed and best record in the league, the Phoenix Suns. Number 2 seed, Memphis Grizzlies. The third seed, Golden State Warriors, who will be battling the Denver Nuggets. Is a 6th seed. The 4th seed, the Dallas Mavericks, who will be battling the Utah Jazz. I'll talk about it a little bit later. The 7th seed, Minnesota Timberwolves, battling up against the 8th seeded the 8th seeded Los Angeles Clippers. Of course, winner of that will face the Memphis Grizzlies in the first round, and the 9th seeded New Orleans Pelicans will be facing up against the 10th seeded the 10th seeded San Antonio Spurs. Of course, winner of that will face the loser of the Timberwolves Clippers game, and winner of that will have a death sentence in the first round.
Exactly. Death sentence, I was about to say.
But all right, that is the playoff picture. That is the playoff seeding. Once again, like I said, none of these are, a few of these are definite, like the Grizzlies and the Suns are the number 1 and 2 seed, but a lot of these can be rearranged. A lot of these can be shuffled out by the end of the year. So we'll see what happens when the season comes.
Okay.
Real quick, I just want to talk about the Utah Jazz. The Jazz, I just want to say, hey, the Jazz are not winning the playoff series. I'm sorry. Yeah, they just beat the Grizzlies in overtime, even though the Grizzlies forced an overtime with 3 because the Jazz are incompetent. But I have no faith in the Jazz. I don't see them winning a playoff game. Sorry. Winning a playoff series, no matter who it is. I think if they face the Dallas Mavericks, they will lose. I think if they face the Golden State Warriors, they will lose. It doesn't matter. I've seen this team go in lead after leads. People clown them. People don't have respect for them. They have no street cred. People don't care about them. See Curry mocking Gobert. People don't have no respect for Gobert. Really don't have no respect for Gobert. We should have known. We should have known when Braun said that last year about, we already picked the Jazz. Y'all don't have any respect, and y'all not have helped y'all case. Going on from last year, y'all the number 1 seed. Y'all blow a 2-0 lead to the Clippers. Y'all lose that series to the Clippers, even though their best player was hurt and did not play. Y'all lost to Terrence Mann. And you come back, you get a little bit of revenge because it's the regular season, but a little bit of revenge against the Clippers in LA. Paul George is back. And what happens? Y'all do the same thing again. Yeah. I'll blow a 20-point lead. And then
go on.
Who did they just blow a 20-point lead to after that? Oh yeah, the Warriors. That's where Curry was like, mocking Gobert. He was pouting. This team has no respect. Y'all just beat the Grizzlies. Congratulations. Who cares? Y'all gonna lose. I'm sorry. Hey, this is my dark horse. Dark horse no more. It's the only time I'm going back. That's it.
And I say this real quick. I want to give them one lightning hope. If they do end up, but if nothing changes at the end of the season, they do end up facing Dallas. I will say this. I feel like it will go to a 7 games. I do say it will go to a 7 games. And obviously I do see
Dallas in 4.
But here's my thing though. Here's where I think it goes wrong with the Jazz. Everything is well with them. Cherno even said it one time. Our special guest Cherno said it one time. Everything is well with the Jazz offensively until the playoffs come around and certain people who are supposed to show up don't show up, because there's legit only one person that shows up, and that is their star player, who has been playing great this season, by the way, Donovan Mitchell. He's been under the radar because of the team's incompetence. But you got to also look at it like this. With the way that the NBA is, with most of these teams, in the way that their style of play is now, in terms of small ball operation and everything, I'm sorry, no disrespect to Gobert, but teams, this is the reason why the Utah Jazz keep getting beat. That Clippers series exposed them in a way. Yeah, at first I didn't think it exposed them, but truly and honestly, I really believe that Clippers series exposed them, because a whole bunch of spoiled ball teams, which is mainly in the Western Conference, like again, Suns, Memphis, Warriors, like they know how to move the ball, get spacing, create for others off the spacing, and get open shots. And again, you have a guy whose main purpose is to defend the paint, and yet now they could take advantage of that, because now you're in a kind of a weird position in which, since they're so focusing on the shots on the perimeter, and they have a bunch of shooters, the other 4 cannot focus on leaving their man, because they're giving the team an opportunity to get an open shot. And again, Gobert has slow foot speed when it comes to guarding the perimeter. So now you got to pick your poison. Either that you make them blow by your big and get to the basket for an easy bucket, or if you do try to help out your mans and come up, they can kick it out to somebody for a wide open shot, for a potential for wide open shot, and hope and pray that they miss. So
this Jazz team, they're a good team. Of course, they're a good team. They're a playoff team. Yeah. But this team is not going far. I think this is Quinn Snyder's final year with the Jazz. Good head coach. He'll find another job. But it's just not going to be with the Jazz. I think they will lose in the first round, and he will get fired, and we'll see what happens with the Jazz after that. But I just don't see this team going deep in the playoffs. They haven't gone deep in the playoffs. I mean, just look at their past 3 years. If they lose in the first round this year, this is bad. 2 years ago in the bubble, 3-1 against the Nuggets. They lost. Last year, up 2-0 against the Clippers. Then the Clippers star player Clippers come back, tie the series. Clippers star player gets hurt. They lose on their home floor. Then they lose being up 20 and losing to Terrence Mann. And they had the best record in the West.
Yeah, who dropped nearly 40.
Like, and they go and lose in the first round, like I was predicting. That's it. This Jazz team, like I said, they're a good team. They got good talent, but they're not a championship caliber team. Nowhere near. I'm sorry. My dark horse, screw that. I'm gonna have to find a new one.
And it makes you question, because I feel like, believe it or not, in my heart, I really believe Donovan Mitchell could be the best player on the team that could go far. But then you're gonna need some more firepower, somebody who's like, a consistent, like, threat offensively in order to help him out. Because again, you need somebody who's going to show up when the players come around. No disrespect to Clarkson or Bogdanovich. They're not getting the job done.
Clarkson can be very inconsistent in the playoffs.
Exactly.
But hey, let's move on to the Jazz. Let's do some predictions. With the final 3 games, around 3 games in rotation. It's going to be big. Some teams need to get a win for higher seeding. Some teams are going to need to try to get – Timberwolves want to try to get out of that playing situation, trying to steal that 6th seed. It's going to be interesting. So let's get it going. First off, 7 o'clock, Dallas Mavericks, the Detroit Pistons.
Shit, Dallas. Well, if Luka's
Dallas. Wizards and the Hawks.
Hawks, because they need that one.
They do, but I got the Wizards. Seems playing a spoiler. Wizards got nothing to lose. Celtics, Bulls.
DeMar, I see you dropping 40, but I'll see you losing too. I'm sorry.
Listen, if the Bulls better hope that the Celtics drop, because I think they have a better chance against the Celtics than they do against the Bucks.
Oh, that's a death sentence right there for them. I'm sorry. That's a death sentence right there. If they got to go against Giannis by himself,
will eat them alive. They just played last night. The Bucks destroyed.
I can't protect
21.
I really can't protect it. I really can't protect them from that at this point.
Oh, Celtics, Bulls, though. Surprise, I got the Bulls. Thunder, Jazz.
Jazz.
They ain't on that Kings, Knicks, Lakers level. ESPN 10 o'clock. The Phoenix Suns going up against the better team in Los Angeles, the Los Angeles Clippers.
Phoenix Suns. Well, they probably will rest their players because I
want to see what they do, because sometimes certain coaches might not rest their players because in terms of getting rusty.
Yeah.
But I do think the Suns.
Yeah, I feel like they could still win even without their stars. So they've been doing that anyway. So yeah, I got the Suns though.
All right. Well, since we're not going to be doing a podcast for the next few days, the next podcast will be for the playing tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just do the rest of the regular season, shall we?
Go on.
Thursday, Magic. Oh, I skipped one on Wednesday. Sorry, because it was including the Madison Arena team. The Nets up against the Knicks.
Oh, you finally said their name. Oh, shoot.
I said their name before. It's not where they play at.
Okay, yeah, you're right. But
Nets. All right. Magic Hornets, Thursday.
Magic Hornets. Or Hornets. They need it.
They do. Doesn't mean they're going to win, though. But Hornets. 7:30, Sixers, Raptors.
Sixers. A little sneak peek of what could potentially happen.
Potentially. We'll see what happens, though. Sixers. Embiid trying to get that scoring title and the MVP.
Yeah.
TNT, 7:30. The Boston Celtics going to Milwaukee to battle the Bucks.
Boston.
The Bucks. The Spurs going up against the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Dang, okay. These are two teams. I got Minnesota.
I got Minnesota as well. Blazers versus Pelicans.
Pelicans.
Pelicans. I don't know why I was thinking this one. Grizzlies, Nuggets.
Grizzlies.
I know they just lost to the Spurs. I'm going a little upset here. The Nuggets.
The Nuggets.
Yep. And finally, TNT 10 o'clock. Lakers, Warriors. All right, Friday. You have something to say?
No, I don't got nothing to say. I agree.
Cool. Friday. Knicks, Wizards. Who cares? Bucks, Pistons.
Bucks.
Cavs, Nets.
Nets.
Yeah, Nets. Rockets, Raptors. Hawks, Heat.
Ooh. I feel like the Hawks are going to pull up an upset.
I agree. I had the Hawks. Hornets, Bulls.
Bulls.
Blazers, Mavericks.
Mavs.
NBA TV, 9:30. Suns, Jazz.
The Valley.
I have the Jazz in that one. 10:30. Thunder, Lakers. Who cares? Saturday. Obviously, just doing playoff invitations. That's why I'm saying who cares. But either way, still, who cares? 3:30. Pacers, Nets.
Nets.
Wizards, Hornets. Bucks, Cavs.
Bucks.
Hawks, Rockets.
Ooh. Even though the Hawks need that, I'm going to go with the Rockets.
Wow, you're thinking the same way on me. I'm the Rockets too. Oh wait, I skipped the. Oh, I'm sorry. I skipped the day. That was Sunday. Let's go back. Saturday. Pacers, 76ers. This is Saturday.
76ers.
NBA TV, 6 o'clock. Pelicans, Grizzlies. NBA TV, 8:30. Warriors, Spurs.
Warriors.
I had Spurs. 9:30. Kings, Clippers. Now Sunday, the final day of the regular season. You said, let's say Pacers, Nets. You said Nets. Wizards, Hornets. You said Hornets. Bucks, Cavs. Said Bucks. Hawks, Rockets. We said Rockets. Now, Raptors, Knicks.
I'm gonna say Raptors.
Good. Celtics, Grizzlies.
Celtics.
The Heat and the Magic. Heat.
Yeah. You can move on.
No, that don't matter. I assume that the Heat will clinch the #1 seed by that point. So they might rest their starters either way. So the game really doesn't really matter. Pistons, 76ers, if they clinch by that time. Sixers.
Yeah, Sixers.
The Bulls and the Timberwolves. Oh, your teams.
Draw.
I got the Timberwolves. Actually, I got the Bulls. You?
I draw. I can't do that. You can't do that to me, man.
Pick. Final game of the season. It's final game of the season. You got to pick.
Come on, bro. Don't do that to me.
Final game of the season. You got to pick.
That's unfair.
Pick, bro. Come on. This game ain't even going to matter, potentially.
All right, I got the Bulls.
Spurs, Mavericks. You know, you like more. Spurs, Mavericks.
Spurs.
Dallas. Lakers, Nuggets. Thunder, Clippers.
Thunder.
Clips. Warriors, Pelicans. Pelicans. Kings, Suns. Surprisingly.
Kings. I'm gonna go with the Kings for that.
Suns.
It wouldn't matter if they win that
It
game.
doesn't.
Number
The
one.
stuns.
Not
Stuns.
actually. That game is important for the Kings. They could potentially take the 11th seed.
And Jazz, Blazers, Jazz.
Yeah.
All right. Our last podcast before the play-in tournament. Don't know when the play-in sets because it's not scheduled yet. Let's see, but man, it's almost here. We are almost there. It's almost that time of the year for the best basketball we'll ever see this season, the NBA playoffs. What are you most excited about for the playoffs?
So who
you looking forward to?
What I'm looking forward to, man. There's a whole lot that could go down. We're gonna see who are the real ones, who are the frauds. We obviously got to see who are the fake ones towards the end of this season, of this regular season. So just seeing all the surprising matchups, even the teams that you didn't even expect to even think about being in playoff contention make it this year. I really hope, even though I'm hyped for the Clippers being the only LA team, I really hope that the Minnesota beat them, because I really want to see that Grizzlies versus Timberwolves matchup. I really will look forward to.
You also don't want to see the Wolves drop and potentially get knocked out of the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't want to see
that. Yeah. I'm looking forward to see that wild Eastern Conference. Eastern Conference has been the most competitive we've seen.
Yeah.
And so around the 6 and the 3, the 4 and the 5, I'm really looking forward to that. I think it's gonna be really interesting.
Yeah.
We're gonna see what happens by the end of the season. We'll obviously know who's playing who and all that. Between the Bulls and the Raptors, Sixers, Bucks, Celtics. We'll see what's going on down there. It's gonna be really interesting in that Eastern Conference. I'm really, really looking forward to it. I'm really excited.
I know you wish that team from Madison Arena was in there, but things happen.
Yeah, we're not talking about them. Like I said, I'm really looking forward to. Also, any predictions for NBA awards you want to give out?
Yeah, let's do it. I feel like it's going to be between Embiid or Giannis to win MVP. Like, no disrespect to Jokic, I know he's
really disrespectful to Jokic.
Like, I know he's been balling like crazy in these last games.
Yes,
heading towards the regular season, but I know he's been carrying them without Jamal. But I feel like it's just one or the other between those two, to be honest, between Giannis and Embiid.
And for me, for the MVP award, I have to say, I really won't be mad or upset between Jokic, Giannis, and Embiid if either of them get the award. I won't be upset. I won't be like, well, he's more deserving. No, I mean, I think they almost all around the same area deserving.
Yeah.
Well, Jokic has been doing with the Nuggets, hoping for his two best players to come back, and they still haven't come back. And he's been holding the fort down, getting buckets, dropping 40 and 30, and averaging like 27 and like 14, while putting up 7, 8 assists a night. I mean, you can't just overlook that. And of course, Giannis is putting. You can look at Giannis' numbers and look at Giannis' numbers from when he won MVP, and I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like, it's incredible what Giannis is doing. And then Embiid, of course, he might win the scoring title, and Giannis is right behind him as well, for the scoring title too. Mention it. Embiid's right at the scoring title, and what he's also done with the Sixers, holding that down with their Ben Simmons drama way before Harden even got there. And I mean, he was just killing. So if you want to give Giannis his third MVP, if you want to give Jokic his back-to-back MVP, if you want to give Embiid his first MVP, I'm not going to complain no matter which way you go.
Yeah, I won't disagree with you on that. I just say it's between Giannis or Embiid, but I won't disagree. I don't disagree on it. Could
go to DeMar.
Yeah, Luka surpassed him. Luka,
JT.
Yeah, Jason Tatum, even Devin Booker potentially passed him up. So yeah,
most definitely.
He's not even in the top 5 anymore. He's like legit at 8.
Maybe 6. I wouldn't go that far. You're not dropping that far.
7. I give him 7.
Hey, but this has been a crazy, wonderful regular season. And now we're just hoping for a crazy and more wonderful post-season. It's about that time. We'll have a lot of exciting videos coming out during that postseason and right before, I hope. And
lose faith in me right now.
So stay tuned for those. A lot of good videos, some playoff upsets, some playoff moments, playoff performers. I mean, we're doing it all. So right in the height of the postseason, right at the height of playoff basketball, be sure to check out and wait for those videos. When they drop, they'll be around that time. But for now, thank you guys for watching today's podcast. Make sure to tune into whenever the next podcast was, depending on when the plane is announced for each what day. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment, support channel, give us feedback, all that good stuff.
And tune into our social medias, our IG and our TikTok.
Yes. And of course, I'm Evan.
And I'm Ja.
And this was the Mind of Basketball podcast.
Season of disappointments.